In Irish, the town is known as Cluain Meala, the pasture of honey. This is present-day Clonmel in County Tipperary. For many years, this spot was the location for the town's prison, a draconian, soulless building which was the scene of countless floggings and executions. It was here, on the 15th of April 1809, that Willie Brennan was hanged. Brennan was later immortalised in the ballad Brennan on the Moor. The prison in Clonmel was later converted into a borstal, and the actual building was finally demolished in 1972. In 1973, the Dubliners released their Plain and Simple album, side one featuring the JAIL of Cluain Meala, which was sung with gusto, grit and passion by Luke Kelly. This ballad was to become synonymous with Luke Kelly for many years to come. In his Songs of the Irish, published in 1960, Donal O'Sullivan claimed that Príosún Cluain Meala, also known as the JAIL of Clonmel, could well have been written about an incarcerated white boy who was fond of playing hurling. The Whiteboys, a proscribed grouping under the White Boy Act, were members of a secret agrarian society who rebelled against the vagaries of tyrannical landlords. When carrying out attacks, they sometimes protected their identities by putting cloaks over their heads and bodies, or they would wrap themselves in bedsheets, thus the name Whiteboys. Originally entitled The Convict of Clonmel, the verses were collected, then translated from Irish into English by Jeremiah Joseph or J.J. Callanan. All 4 verses were first published in February 1823 in Blackwood's Edinburgh magazine. The following note was placed beside the poem's title: Istúfach é mo chas, roughly translated as How Hard Is My Fortune. So who was J.J. Callanan? He was from a well-connected family and studied for the priesthood. Then he tried his hand at medicine at Trinity College Dublin, but he soon discovered that he wasn't cut out for either profession. And so, leaving Trinity behind, he returned to Cork, where he became a private tutor, imparting the 3 R's to the children of merchants and businessmen. A fluent Irish speaker, he translated a number of Gaelic poems into English and was clearly inspired by the beauty and tranquility of his home county. More about Callanan anon. In 1905, a melody called The JAIL of Clonmel featured as part of the Complete Collection of Irish Music, collected by George Patry and edited by Charles Stanford. This air, however, as well as that which was included in Donal O'Sullivan's Songs of the Irish, has little in common with the air used by Luke Kelly in his version of The JAIL of Cluain Meala. But Sean O'Shea's Príosún Cluain Meala, as included on the album An Pocar Buile, is remarkably similar to that which was published by Patry and O'Sullivan. According to the label of the Dubliners' Plain and Simple album, the air used by Luke Kelly was traditional, and it was arranged by the record's producer, Phil Coulter. The Jail of Cluain Meala speaks of a man sentenced to death by hanging. In his prison cell, he thinks about his past life, saying that he was fond of the dancing and cavorting. He particularly misses playing hurling with the lads of his hometown, and laments the fact that he will not be able to attend the upcoming pattern held in honour of the local saint. Returning now to J. Callanan, who was described by his Cork-based publisher as having a forehead high, ample and beautifully fair, and a cast of countenance finely intellectual. From childhood into manhood, Callanan suffered from consumption, or tuberculosis. So much so that in early 1829 he decided to seek out warmer climes. Boarding a ship in the Cove of Cork, he landed in Portugal and spent a few months tutoring the family of a Mr. Hickey, an Irish merchant based in Lisbon. Callanan's state of health, however, did not improve, and seeing that the end was near, he persuaded a ship's captain to take him back to Ireland. But on the actual day of departure, the captain, becoming so concerned about his passenger's physical condition, returned Callanan to shore. Death ensued on the 19th of September 1829 at San Jose Hospital in Lisbon. The young bard buried in the graveyard close to the hospital. In Goganbarra, County Cork, a Celtic Cross memorial now commemorates the memory of Callanan, who will be forever remembered as the collector and translator of Istúvach é mo chas. And so ends the story of the Jail of Cluain Meala. How hard is my fortune, and vain my repining. The strong rope of fate for this young neck is twining. My strength is departed, my cheek sunk and sallow, while I languish in chains in the jail of Cluain Meala. No boy in the village was ever yet milder. I'd play with a child and my sport be wilder. I'd dance without tiring from morning till evening, and the gold ball I'd strike to the lightning of heaven. At my bed foot decaying, my hurlbat is lying. Through the lads of the village, my gold ball is flying. My horse among the neighbours, neglected, may follow, while I pine in my chains in the jail of Cluain Meala. Next Sunday the pattern at home will be keeping. The young active hurlers the field will be sweeping with the dance of fair maidens. The evening they'll hallow, while this heart once so gay shall be cold in Clonmala.